You work tirelessly, but your salary doesn't seem to reflect all your effort. You're not alone. Many of us face this frustration daily. But what if I told you that there are 8 simple steps that can change this? Ka Shing, one of the world's greatest icons of success, shares the secret that can triple your salary quickly. Imagine finally receiving the reward you deserve. If you're tired of seeing your potential wasted, now is the time to act. Let's transform this pain into a real achievement together. Have you ever wondered why some people always seem to worry about money, while others live calmly and without financial concerns? The answer lies in the habits they have when it comes to money. Small things we do every day can make a big difference in our financial future. That's why let's talk about some of these habits that can transform your relationship with money and help you live with more peace and security. Habit 1. Thinking differently about money. The first thing we need to understand is that the way we think about money can change everything. If you see money as something difficult to get and always scarce, this can lead you to make decisions based on fear, like spending everything at once because you think you'll never have more. But if you believe that money is a resource that can grow and multiply, you begin to use it more intelligently. This mindset shift is essential for anyone who wants to have a more balanced financial life. Robert Kiyosaki, a famous author who wrote the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, once said that most people do the following: earn money, pay bills, and if there's anything left, save a little. But he believes we should do the opposite. First, save a little for the future, then pay the bills, and only then think about spending. This might be difficult at first, especially if you have a lot of bills to pay, but it's a much safer way to build a solid financial future. Think of it as planting a tree. If you plant a seed today and take care of it every day, watering and protecting it from strong sun, it will grow and in the future give you shade and fruits. Money works the same way. If you take care of it today by saving and investing, it will grow and provide you with security in the future. But just like with a tree, this requires patience and care. Don't expect your efforts to bear fruit immediately. Growth is gradual, but the results are worth it. Moreover, it's important to remember that how you think about money also affects your emotions and behavior. If you're always worried about money, this can make you stressed and anxious. But if you adopt an abundance mindset, believing that there will always be opportunities to earn and grow, you'll feel more confident and motivated. This doesn't mean being irresponsible or ignoring reality, but rather believing that with planning and discipline, you can achieve your financial goals. Another thing to consider is how your attitude towards money affects those around you. If you have children, for example, they will likely learn from you how to deal with money. If you show that money should be treated with care and respect, they will also adopt these habits. Teaching children to value what they have and understand the importance of saving is a gift that can help them throughout their lives. Finally, changing the way you think about money is the first step to taking control of your financial life. It's not just about earning more, but knowing how to use what you already have more effectively. When you start seeing money as a tool to achieve your dreams rather than a source of stress, everything changes. You begin to make better choices, both in the present and for the future. Let me ask you something. What did you think of this first habit? If you liked it, you'll love the last one even more, so leave your comment. I am a prosperous person. And let's proceed. Habit 2. Imagining the future you want. Have you noticed how successful athletes, before a big competition, close their eyes and imagine themselves winning? They do this because visualizing success helps to achieve it. The same goes for money. If you have a clear idea of what you want your financial life to be like, it becomes easier to work towards achieving it. Visualization is a powerful tool that can help you stay focused and motivated, even when things get tough. For example, imagine you want to save money to buy a house. If you can picture yourself living in that house, planning every detail, it will be easier to resist the temptation to spend money on things that aren't as important. When you have a clear goal in mind, it's much easier to say no to the small temptations that appear along the way. Setting clear financial goals such as saving $100 a month or putting money aside for emergencies works like a roadmap for your future. A study conducted by a famous university showed that people who write down their goals are 10 times more likely to achieve success. This happens because when you have a clear goal, you know exactly what you need to do to get there. It's like planning a trip. If you know the destination, you can choose the best route, calculate how much it will cost, and prepare everything to arrive safely. And you know what else? When you achieve a goal, no matter how small, it gives you a sense of accomplishment that motivates you to keep going. It could be something simple, like saving money for a small trip or a purchase you want to make. Every time you reach a goal, your confidence grows and you start to believe that you can achieve bigger goals. But that's not all. Having clear goals also helps you deal better with unexpected situations. Life is full of surprises, not all pleasant, and sometimes plans need to change. When you have a clear goal, it's easier to adjust your plans without losing your way. For example, if you're saving for a trip but an emergency comes up, you can adjust your plans and continue saving after the situation is under control. Additionally, it's important to review your goals from time to time. As life changes, your priorities and needs may change too. Maybe something that was very important to you 5 years ago is no longer so. And that's okay. The important thing is to keep moving, adjusting your plans as necessary, and continuing to move towards your dreams. Finally, remember to celebrate every small victory along the way. No matter the size of the achievement, each step brings you closer to your ultimate goal. And this journey, with all its ups and downs, is what makes financial life rewarding. When you look back and see how far you've come, you realize that every sacrifice was worth it. Habit 3, creating small rules to spend less. Spending money can be very easy, especially when we see something we like. Store windows, online promotions, and even social media are always showing us new things that seem irresistible. But to save money, it's important to create small rules that help you spend less. These little rules work as reminders that the money you don't spend today can be used for something more important in the future. For example, you might decide that you won't spend more than $25 on a meal out, or that you'll only buy new clothes when you really need them. These simple rules can make a big difference at the end of the month. Another tip is the 30-day test. If you really want to buy something, wait 30 days before making the decision. If after a month you still think you need it, then go ahead and buy it. Many times you'll find that the urge to buy fades and you save the money. These rules help control impulse purchases, those we make without thinking. And the money you save can be used to reach your financial goals, like that emergency fund or a dream vacation. Plus, by creating these rules, you become more aware of how and why you're spending your money. For example, have you ever thought about the impact small daily purchases have on your monthly budget? A coffee here, a snack there, and suddenly you realize you've spent a significant amount on things that, although small, add up to a substantial total at the end of the month. If you create a rule to not spend more than a fixed amount on small weekly purchases, you could end up saving money that will be useful for other, more important things. Another example, if you like to buy clothes, how about setting a limit on purchases per month? This doesn't mean you'll never be able to buy something new again, but rather that you'll choose more carefully what's really worth buying. Maybe instead of buying several cheap clothes that won't last long, you choose a better quality piece that will last longer. Besides saving money, these small rules help you develop self-control and discipline. And believe me, these skills are valuable in many areas of life, not just in finances. When you learn to say no to a non-essential purchase, you're also training your ability to make more conscious and rational decisions. It's worth remembering that when creating your rules, it's important to be realistic. There's no point in making impossible rules to follow, as this will only leave you frustrated. Start with small changes that are easy to implement in your daily life. Over time, you can adjust and expand these rules as you become more comfortable and secure with your finances. Before talking about the fourth habit, make sure you're subscribed to our channel, because I'm preparing a series of videos that will transform your financial life, and you can't miss it. Let's continue. Habit 4. Living simply, even if you have money. When we think of millionaires, we usually imagine people living in mansions, driving expensive cars, and living a life full of luxury. But in reality, many millionaires live very simple lives. They prefer to save and invest their money rather than spend it on expensive and unnecessary things. This is one of the main reasons they are able to maintain and grow their wealth over time. An author named Thomas J. Stanley wrote a book called The Millionaire Next Door, where he explains that many millionaires live in regular neighborhoods, drive ordinary cars, and are very careful with their money. They know that to become rich, it's important to spend less than they earn and invest the difference. For them, money is a tool for achieving freedom, not a way to show others how much they have. Living simply doesn't mean living without comfort, but rather making smart choices. For example, instead of buying a new car, you might choose a used one and use the money saved to invest. Or, instead of living in a huge house that costs a lot to maintain, you might choose a comfortable but cheaper home and save the rest of the money for the future. Moreover, living simply also means valuing what you already have. Often, we get so focused on wanting new things that we forget to appreciate what we've already achieved. Maybe you don't need a new phone if your current one still works well. Or maybe you don't need new clothes if what you have in your wardrobe is still in good condition. Learning to live with less not only helps you save money, but also brings a sense of satisfaction and gratitude. And there's more. Living simply also protects you in times of crisis. If you're used to spending less than you earn, it's easier to deal with unexpected situations like losing a job or an unexpected expense. People who live on the edge, spending all they earn or even more, are much more vulnerable to these situations. But if you have a balanced financial life and are prepared for the unexpected, these moments will be less stressful. Another advantage of living simply is the freedom it gives you. When you're not tied to big expenses or debts, you have more options and can make freer decisions. Maybe you decide to work fewer hours to spend more time with your family, or maybe you want to save for a special trip. Whatever your dream is, living simply can help you achieve it faster. Habit 5. Knowing where your money goes. One of the most important things you can do to improve your financial situation is to know exactly how much money comes in and how much goes out every month. This is called cash flow control. If you don't know where your money is going, it's very difficult to save or plan for the future. Without this control, it's like trying to navigate without a map. You have no idea where you are or where you're going. A good idea is to write down all your expenses and income. There are apps that can help you do this, but you can also use a notebook or a spreadsheet on your computer. The important thing is to know exactly how much you spend on things like food, transportation, entertainment, and other expenses. It may seem boring or tedious at first, but it's worth it. Over time, you'll see that this control gives you a clear view of your finances and helps you make better decisions. Knowing where you spend your money also helps you find where you can save. For example, you may realize that you're spending too much on eating out and decide to cook more at home to save money. Or you may discover that you're paying for services you don't use, like a magazine subscription, and can cancel it. Every little cut in expenses can add up to a significant amount at the end of the month. In addition, controlling your cash flow gives you security and confidence. When you know exactly how much you have and how much you can spend, it's easier to plan and avoid unpleasant surprises. If you have control over your finances, you can better prepare for the future and face unexpected events more calmly. And this peace of mind is priceless. Another important point is that by controlling your finances, you can identify spending patterns you hadn't noticed before. Maybe you realize that you spend a lot at certain times of the year, like Christmas or holidays, and can start preparing in advance for those periods. Or maybe you notice that there are months when you have more money left over, and you can use that to invest or pay off debts more quickly. Besides all this, when you know your finances well, it's easier to make important decisions, like making a big purchase or investing in something new. You can calculate exactly how much you can spend without compromising your budget or what are the best times to make those purchases. And that makes all the difference in keeping your finances in order. Habit 6. Getting rid of debts as quickly as possible. Debts can be a big problem in anyone's life. When you owe money, part of what you earn goes directly to paying off that debt. And often this means paying more than you borrowed because of interest. That's why it's very important to try to get rid of debts as quickly as possible. The sooner you get rid of debts, the sooner you can start using your money to achieve other goals. The first step is to make a list of all your debts, including how much you owe and to whom. It can be scary to see it all written down, but it's a necessary step. Then you can start paying off the smaller debts first to get rid of them little by little. This is called the debt snowball. When you finish paying off one debt, you take the money you were paying on it and apply it to the next debt, and so on. Another way to deal with debts is to start with those that have the highest interest rates, because these tend to grow faster. This method is called the debt avalanche. Whichever method you choose, the important thing is to start paying and avoid taking on more debts while you're in this process. Paying off debts is like lifting a weight off your shoulders. When you finally get rid of them, there's more money left over to save, invest, or spend on things that really matter to you. And it's not just that. Being debt-free also gives you more peace of mind and freedom to make plans for the future. After all, you won't be tied to monthly payments that seem never-ending. Moreover, it's important to change the habits that led you to incur debts in the first place. Maybe you need to learn to spend less, save more, or plan your purchases better. Or maybe you need to rethink your priorities and focus on long-term goals instead of spending on things that bring only momentary satisfaction. Changing these habits is essential to avoid falling into the same traps in the future. Another tip is to negotiate your debts whenever possible. Often, creditors are willing to reduce interest rates or offer better payment terms if you show that you're committed to paying off the debt. Don't be afraid to ask for help or seek financial advice. There are many institutions and professionals who can help you organize your finances and get out of debt more quickly. Remember that getting out of debt is a process, and it may take time. Don't be discouraged if results don't appear immediately. The important thing is to stay focused and keep moving forward, one step at a time. Every payment made is a step closer to financial freedom, and that feeling of relief and accomplishment is worth every effort. Habit 7. Looking for ways to earn more money. Controlling how much you spend is very important. But another way to improve your financial life is to increase how much you earn. Many people think they can't earn more, but in reality, there are several ways to increase your income. And the good news is that with a little creativity and effort, you can discover new sources of income that can make a big difference in your budget. One way is to learn new things that can help you get a better job or a raise in your current job. Taking courses, studying, and acquiring new skills are investments that can help you earn more in the future. For example, if you work in a growing field like technology, it might be worth taking a programming or project management course to stand out in the market. Investing in education and personal development always brings good returns. Another option is to look for a side job. If you have a hobby or talent, like photography, writing, or crafting, you can turn that into a source of income. Nowadays, there are many ways to work as a freelancer or sell products online. And the best part is that you can do this in your spare time without having to leave your main job. Investing is also a great way to make your money grow over time. Putting your money into things that can yield more, like stocks or real estate, can increase your income in the long run. But it's important to learn about investments before starting to make smart choices. And remember, the sooner you start investing, the more time your money will have to grow. And you know what else? When you start earning more, avoid spending all the money on things you don't need. Save or invest part of that money to ensure a secure financial future. Increasing your income is great, but if you also increase your spending, you might not see much of a difference. That's why it's important to stay focused on your financial goals and keep saving and investing even when your income increases. Another point to consider is diversifying your sources of income. This means not relying on a single source of money, but rather having several different sources. For example, besides your main job, you might have a small business, make investments, and maybe even create a YouTube channel or blog about something you like. The more diversified your sources of income, the more financially secure you will be. And don't forget that increasing your income can also mean better managing the money you already earn. Sometimes, a good reorganization of your budget can free up money to save or invest without you needing to earn more. Small changes like negotiating bank fees or reviewing phone and internet plans can generate savings that over time become significant. Habit 8. Always learning more about how to handle money. The last tip, and perhaps the most important, is never to stop learning about money. The more you know, the better you can take care of what you have. There are many books, videos, and courses on how to manage your finances, invest, and save. And the best part is that you can learn at your own pace. Financial education is an ongoing process, and the more you learn, the better prepared you'll be to make good decisions. Understanding concepts like interest rates, inflation, and how the stock market works may seem complicated at first. But over time, you'll see that these things aren't that difficult, and the knowledge you gain can make a big difference in your financial future. When you know how things work, you can make smarter choices and avoid pitfalls that could lead to losing money. Moreover, learning about money gives you more confidence to make important decisions, like buying a house or planning for retirement. You can also teach others, like your children or friends, about what you've learned, helping them avoid mistakes and make good decisions. And this knowledge is something that no one can take away from you. The more you know, the safer and more prepared you'll feel to face the financial challenges that arise throughout life. And don't think that financial education is boring or difficult. There are many ways to learn that are fun and engaging. For example, you can watch YouTube videos on personal finance, participate in workshops, or even play games that simulate financial situations. The important thing is to find a method that works for you and keeps you interested in learning. Another important aspect is staying updated. The world of finance is always changing, with new opportunities and challenges emerging all the time. That's why it's important to keep up with economic news, understand changes in financial laws and regulations, and be aware of new investment trends. This way, you can quickly adapt to changes and take advantage of the best opportunities. Finally, financial education is not just about making money, but about building a healthy and balanced financial life. When you have knowledge, you can make choices that reflect your values and goals, and this brings a sense of fulfillment and peace of mind. So, never stop learning. and use what you know to build the future you want. The journey to financial prosperity is not an easy task, but it is absolutely possible with the right habits and mindset. By consistently adopting and practicing the 8 habits mentioned in this video, you'll be on the right path to building a solid financial foundation that not only provides security and comfort, but also the freedom to live life on your own terms. Remember that financial success is a marathon, not a sprint. It takes time, patience, and perseverance to build wealth, but every step you take brings you closer to your goals. Start implementing these habits in your life today and see how, over time, small changes can lead to big transformations. Financial life is a reflection of the decisions you make every day. Choose wisely, educate yourself continually, and cultivate a mindset of growth and prosperity. Your financial future depends on the actions you take now. So I know you are persistent and that you watch the video until the end. Comment, "I'm going to get rich quickly." When I see this comment, I will be pleased to respond because I'll know you're on the right path to becoming a millionaire soon and that you stayed with me until the end. And now on your screen, there's an incredible video that I've specially prepared for you. I'm sure it will add a lot of value to you, so click on it and go watch it right now. Do this for yourself and your future. See you soon.